the unlikely event of an attack, an alarm will sound. Do not panic. This just means that it's time to proceed to your neighborhood's designated extraction point.
The Resistance series, in which mankind wages a losing war against beastly alien invaders in a post-World War II alternate history setting, has always put up a good fight, consistently delivering highly competent and enjoyable shooters. After going third person for its first handheld side story, Burning Skies uses the dual analog sticks of the Vita to offer a portable, first-person experience.
The day death came from the skies and millions of people died. Belmont, Coney Island, Greenwich Village, Harlem, Red Hook, and Jackson Heights. The Stinks took all of them.
With Europe and Asia conquered, the alien aggressors known as Chimera launch an attack on America's East Coast. As a firefighter named Tom Riley, you'll take up your fire axe against the invaders and take apart the ridiculously unhinged plans of a rogue human scientist. The plot hooks nicely into existing series lore, and you're given a likable partner, but the emotional elements, like Tom's search for his family, are underdeveloped, and the game's retro vibe occasionally veers toward kitsch, sabotaging the drama.
It is always darkest before the dawn. God bless us and keep America strong.
They're getting into the camp somehow.
Well, let's follow.
Burning Skies picks its battles carefully, working to accurately translate the first-person experiences of the PS3 Resistance games instead of trying to push forward with new ideas. The single-player campaign is sufficiently varied and runs about 6 hours, and the 8-player max multiplayer component focuses on tried-and-true deathmatch variants and an unexciting game type where soldiers killed by Chimera switch teams to kill their former comrades. The overall feature set covers the bases, but still feels a bit limited and even old-fashioned. Anyone used to modern shooter controls should have little trouble aiming a bullet hose at six-eyed freaks using the Vita's twin sticks. It's not as comfortable or precise as using a separate controller, and it sometimes feels as if the environments have been simplified to cut you some slack, but it's no problem to dodge around the battlefield and line up headshots. The impressive arsenal of weapons you'll accumulate lives up to the series' pedigree, including familiar tools of destruction and introducing a combination shotgun crossbow that shines brightly in the game's surprisingly fast-paced multiplayer matches. Alternate fire modes are entertaining as always, deploying drones, explosives, or guided homing bullets, but the touchscreen features feel forced. You'll have to take your hands off the main controls to use the touchscreen, and additional taps will waste valuable special ammo. A first-person cover system works well enough, and in tandem with the regenerating health system, allows you to take on stacked odds without too much frustration.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Different types of enemies encourage you to experiment with different offensive options to wipe them out, but the types of ammo you're given sometimes nudge you towards certain options. Certain touches in Burning Skies, like the ability to carry every gun you find at once, secret upgrades you actually have to scrounge for, and doors instantly closing behind you when you step into a room full of enemies, give the game what could charitably be called a classic feel. These same elements might sometimes feel overly familiar and predictable, but because the execution is competent and solid, the overall effect is a pleasant break from the de facto contemporary FPS design.
I have to show you.
There's no question that Burning Skies looks and sounds great for a portable game, with detailed characters and environments and a high-caliber score and punchy sound effects. The general look and feel of the game is great, but it has definite trouble conveying weight or scale, and awkwardly moving human characters far overreach their dramatic potential. But even if it doesn't excel at the overblown cinematic storytelling that most of today's shooters aspire to, the game does a commendable job depicting heated sci-fi gun battles with six-eyed monsters.
Men, women, and children were slaughtered.
Resistance Burning Skies ultimately wins its battle to bring console-style first-person shooting to a handheld platform. No, you won't find volumes of content or progressive new ideas, and the forced touchscreen controls are a minor strategic bungle. However, the well-paced single-player campaign is punctuated by a strong and varied weapon set, and its online multiplayer hits an unprecedented level of quality for a handheld. If you're interested in a proper FPS fight on the go, this could be the war you've been looking for.
Once the danger has passed, it will be time to go home and catch up on your chores.